This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Welcome to the podcast, guys. Huge episode coming up. In breaking news, Lizzo, controversially, has been involved in a bit of an issue where some claims have been made about
I don't think it's a laughing matter.
It's not a laughing matter, but some fruit has gone missing, Kate. A banana apparently disappeared at a strip club. They can't find the evidence at this stage.
I'm staying out of this.
All of
Is there any
high in potassium bananas?
If only.
Yeah, if only the banana stayed out of her, is what Kate was about to say.
No, I'm officially not here.
No, and I find that, well, they weren't in pyjamas. No one had any clothes on.
Well,
that's what the problem is.
Don't
producer like that,
associate
you rude pig.
Play school with
If they'd
this.
been in pyjamas, maybe the banana wouldn't have gone.
I think it was a nude. It was a nude club.
Well, it was. You're spot on, Kate. In fact, you're dressed like B1 or B2 with your stripy top on.
Oh,
Are you ready for
too
bed?
today?
It's
B1.
It's nautical.
Are you B1 or B2? Coming down.
Have we been sent some Maccas? Have we got the Hamburglar here in the studio? Have we?
This isn't even funny.
Jeez, I better hide my cheeseburger.
Hope I'm not looking like Grimace again. When does Grimace arrive?
What else is on the podcast?
That's about it, mate. Disappearing bananas and jail jokes about you. Enjoy.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Jeez, Fitz, it's been a big week for zoos. There's been a lot of zoo
Is this
chat.
the bear that looks like a human with his tight jeans on and a Wu-Tang
No,
t-shirt?
this is not the bear. I mean, that sort of led the week in zoo news, which we
Yes.
don't do enough of on this show. But yes, that was the Malaysian sun bear that stood up. It looked like it had a pair of skinny leg jeans on and it waved at the crowd. And
Loved
the
it.
zoo was forced to deny that it was actually a man in a bear suit. That can happen. And you know what? It's not that much of a stretch. I mean, some of the zoos over there, they'll do anything for entertainment, Fitz. And one guy had a job, and the Chinese zoo that I'm about to talk about had been marketing and telling the world, great news, we now have lions. You must come and see the wild African lion in their brand new Africa what do you call it? Enclosure.
It's the one animal that everyone goes to see at the zoo, isn't it?
You want to see the lion. You want to see a lion eat. You want to see a lion run. You want to see the mane of the male lion. Anyway, one guy, he had the job of organising the lions. And my understanding is when it comes to animals like this, they often rotate, Fits. You might do 6 months in a Malaysian zoo as a lion and the next thing you know, you're at Taronga.
You get traded, do you?
Yeah, you do. You swap around a bit. Anyway, the guy in charge of organising the lions, he hadn't really signed off on his job. I think he slept in a couple of mornings and the lion enclosure was to open and they didn't have any lions. And, of course, the public had lined up for a long time, very excited to see the African wild beast. Knowing there were no lions, he said, well, guys, I reckon I can still please the crowd. So as everyone stood there, they opened the drawbridge or the draw gate on the enclosure for the lions to run out, and they did. Except a couple of people stood there trying to work out what was going on because this guy thought he could pull it off. They weren't lions because he couldn't get them, so he just swapped them over with golden retrievers.
Oh, damn.
He sent 3 golden retrievers out into the lion enclosure, just hoping that everybody had a bit of blurry vision and went, same colour.
Did they have rabies at least? Or
No,
did
they didn't.
No?
They didn't.
Quite
and,
aggressive.
You know, they didn't actually throw a big bit of meat in for them to eat. There was just a couple of schmackos. They didn't behave like lions, of course, and it didn't take long until they went, hang on a minute. I think that's a dog in a lion enclosure. I think that just might be... Hang on a minute. It's got a collar on. What is going on here? So well done to the zoos of the world this week. You've pleased us all.
For great deals and cheeky getaways, whatif.com has just the place.
A winter hideaway is great, but bring on spring.
Jump on the What If app to book hotels, apartments, holiday rentals and more.
What if? It's Aussie for travel.
We're going to do Ed Sheeran next time. Castle on the Hill.
Yeah,
Great
because
news.
Kate's got some goss on Ed.
I do. I've got some great news about Ed Sheeran.
Okay, hold that.
But I am going to get to Kid Leroy first.
Okay.
I mean, it's awful heading into the weekend with a little bit of heartbreak going on.
What's happened to the skid?
Well, he's 19. He has had a girlfriend, Katerina, for about 3 years, I think it might be.
Yep.
She's 19 as well, and I think only 12 months ago they were talking about, marriage. Mm-hmm. Getting married, having kids, all of that kind of thing. But there are rumours now that perhaps they have hit the skids and they're no longer together. He has stopped following anyone on Instagram, so that includes her. He's deleted all of the photographs of his possible ex, Katerina. So she's gone from the account, and he's also come out saying things like, "Sorry, I've been a bit silent. I've been going through a lot at the moment.
There's a new song in it.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with me." So it seems as though maybe they are, apart.
If he stopped following her friends as well, I would say that he's a Redfern boy who's gone over to LA and he doesn't like the crew that he's hanging out with.
Well, I'm not sure where she was from. We met her, Fitz, at G'day USA when the kid was there and he performed last year. And she was lovely. We were big fans.
She's not Australian, is she?
No, she's not.
So do you know how they actually met up?
No, but I tell you what, he won't be lonely. The Kid Leroy.
Yeah, and
imagine the Kid Leroy being single.
What you know? What like
Again,
you got to feel for him. 19 years of age and a multi-millionaire.
Yeah. I hope
he's
he
going
has
to do it tough.
some good. Well, he's got money on his side and fame, but that doesn't necessarily make you happy. I hope he has some good friends around him, guiding him in the right direction.
Taking him out.
Really well said.
We've been talking of thanks, Fitz. I love your support. We've been talking about Lizzo a lot this week. It was a bit of a shock to everyone.
Oh yeah.
Because she's so inclusive, and she stood for a lot of things. And now she has finally spoken out about these claims that she has fat-shamed fellow dancers, and that she made them touch naked people and created a hostile work environment. She's actually come out and said that these claims of sexual harassment are false and that they are, inverted commas, unbelievable. So she hasn't said anything. I guess she's been probably chatting to a few lawyers and getting a bit of guidance around what it is she does need to come out and say.
Okay.
Because one of the allegations around they include fat shaming, but then there was something quite lurid that happened at a club in Amsterdam.
Yeah, anything about the fruit bowl?
I know you guys did a bit of fruit bowl chat earlier in the week. I stayed out of that. But,
me too.
I mean, I don't think you make up stories like that.
How many bananas did they have that night? And how many ended up back in the bowl?
I don't
When you're in
know.
Amsterdam, though, when in Rome, I mean...
Well, I don't think it's okay to harass anyone, no matter what part of the world.
I wouldn't go to a strip club without a banana.
Have I told you my Amsterdam story, Kate, when I went there with my beautiful wife, BJ, and we were walking back after we went and saw a movie? And there was all these. We couldn't get through the laneway. It was chockers. There was we thought, there's theatre. There must be a Broadway show or something going on, and realised it was one of those live shows, Kate, where people get intimate on the stage.
Wow, in the red light district.
Yeah, in the red light
in a
district.
shop front
It was chockers. People were lining up, so you had all backpackers and people were travelling. And I said to BJ, well, let's just quickly sneak through, and you wouldn't believe it. There was a huge group of Australians there. They've recognised me, and then they were like, "Oh my God, you're lining up to go to this show with your wife." What a creep!
3 votes, Frizy.
What a creep! And I was
you
like,
said it was great.
Yeah,
you said the show was
you
awesome.
can't go
It was
anywhere,
great.
Fitz.
Well-
I need to add to this story, though. I mean, apart from the allegations, one of the biggest hits that Lizzo has taken is that she's lost about 125,000 followers on Instagram since the news
I don't know what you were
broke.
going to
that's
say.
tough. Yeah, that's tough.
Hopefully she's all right.
Yeah, and I'm sure she will be. Ed Sheeran. I'm going to finish with Ed. You know how he's been building this incredible home in Suffolk? Finally, the chapel, it's non-denominational, has been revealed. Not by Ed, but by some aerial shots taken by paparazzi, I'm imagining.
Is it an actual chapel or it's the house?
No, it's a chapel on the property.
Chapel. It's 4 years in the making. And
Chapel on the hill.
It's not only a chapel, but a burial chamber.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's all
What,
there.
like the royal family?
Well, something like that. I
Or
think
the-
word is he's going to offer it up to other famous people to be in there.
To be buried there?
Yes, if you want to be, it includes an altar. It has a spiral staircase, a fire escape, and there's an exit under like a fake tomb.
It's a bit morbid, isn't it?
It looks a little bit like Noah's Ark. It's sort of the shape of an ark.
It's the shape of you.
It's a shape. I tell you what. I mean,
if it's an ark, the size of an ark, it's the shape of Whipper and the shape of you. Am I right, guys?
We'll head off now. Thanks, mate. That is awesome.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
I tell you what. We've done some crazy stuff on this show. We flew out here the world's smallest man in Dangi, and also from Turkey we flew over the world's tallest man in Sultan.
He's taller than everybody. Yeah, he's got a gigantic body. Ain't no clothes that he can fit properly. Sultan is the world's tallest man. We had to bring him here in a special van. Sultan is the world's tallest man.
That was an amazing time.
You know, we don't joke about that special van either, Fitz. We were down at Bondi, and I remember the door of the van sliding open. They'd removed the middle section of the seats, and as he sat in the back of the van, right? So it was like one of those Mercedes vans. He was right at the back. His feet were going between the two front seats. They'd removed the middle seat section.
It was crazy.
Extraordinary.
He was 7'7". And do you remember, have we got his mic check there, Jess? Play his mic check.
Ses geliyor mu? Ses deneme 1 2 1 2 1 2.
All right, sir, you can hear him fine?
1 2 3 1 2.
Oh, it was an amazing time.
He'd just been married to Sultan, so we were sort of celebrating. She was 5'3".
Can I give you another story on another world's tallest man that's going to blow your mind?
Yep.
A Mongolian herdsman was his name. Bao Zishin is his name. Now, he's not the world's tallest man anymore, but this happened a few years ago.
Okay.
He was taller than Sultan Whip. He was 7'8". It's 2.36 metres.
What has he shrunk?
This guy's huge in Mongolia. Now, there was like a water park, an aquarium down the road from him, and he loved it so much that he was there all the time. He bought an annual pass. He was the world's tallest man, and they used to love getting photos with him, with all the animals at this water park. And there was 2 dolphins there that he loved, right? And there's a photo up on the screen, Whip, that I will show you.
I can see him standing side of pool with dolphin.
See the 2 dolphins? He loves the dolphins.
Yep, got the dolphins.
Now, what happened was these dolphins, someone left something in the water, and I think it was like a plastic ball or something like that, and these dolphins burst it and they ate the plastic, right?
Right.
The plastic was in both the dolphins' stomach, and they got really, really crook, to the point where they couldn't pass the plastic, and they started getting really pale, and the vets couldn't get in there because their stomach would contract and they couldn't get the plastic out, and they couldn't pass the plastic, and they thought these dolphins are going to die.
Yeah, we're going to lose these dolphins.
So they got Bao back, the Mongolian herdsman, the world's tallest man, and they said, can we use your 1.06 metre long arm to stick into the dolphin's stomach and pull out the plastic? Now, there's a photo that I'm going to put up on the screen. They put towels around the dolphin's teeth.
Is that what that is?
They pried the dolphin's mouth open, and Bao put his arm into its mouth, into its stomach, and retrieved the plastic and saved the dolphins.
Because depending on when the dolphin ate the ball, it would be hard to know which end to enter the dolphin.
Well, this is the thing.
Or do you go straight through the blowhole and meet them sort of midway? Not a great experience for the dolphin.
Bao loved these dolphins so much. He said, it's just killing me seeing them go pale and they're going to pass away. I need to do something here. I will use my extended long arms to retrieve the plastic. This is such a beautiful story for your Friday morning. I just thought, it's just a warming story for everyone going into the weekend.
And the fact that he took his whole shirt off, didn't roll up a sleeve. So you're seeing sort of 6 foot of torso as he dives. I mean, he's past his elbow deep into the mouth of the dolphin.
There's a special bond there that he ended up living in the water with the dolphins, and he had a relationship with one for 6 months, and they had beautiful little baby dolphins.
But they were bloody big dolphins. They were really long dolphins. That's extraordinary. Oh, that photo you've just put up is of them making love. Whoa, that is... He's kept his shirt off again.
That is one beautiful blowhole, I'll tell you.
That is amazing. Thank you very much.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Can I just say one of the greatest inventions of all time is the caravan? I love a caravan.
Invention? I thought it was sliced bread or something.
No, I thought you were going to go with the internet or the wheel.
No.
You're talking about a box that you can sleep in.
Electricity, penicillin.
The caravan.
You hook it up to the car.
And off you
and
go.
Remember back in the old days, you didn't even have to have a seatbelt on in the back. You could lay down and have a kip in the back of the caravan. Caravans are just... That's memories that you have as kids with your parents forever. Am I right?
If you're that kind of family. We didn't caravan.
Didn't you? If you
we
go
didn't
up,
really holiday.
If you go up
for a
from
long
there
time.
too, like if you're fancy, you'll go from the caravan that's being towed to the camper van. So it's the all-in-one. So you're actually driving the box on wheels.
The seats are attached.
Yeah,
like the motor
it's
is
all
attached to the
it's
house.
all in the one thing, and off you go.
Now, we know the pandemic, caravans spiked because people wanted to hit the road. Remember, we could only road trip around. So people were buying... Do you know that there's 800,000 caravans in Australia? Now,
That's huge.
That rose 50,000 just in 2022 alone. The thing is, they're now calling for people to go for tests because novice drivers are not. They're hooking it up to their trailers, and they're having huge problems. And Whip, if you start getting speed wobbles with a caravan, it's game over. You flip the car.
Yeah, you do. It's very dangerous.
Do you?
Yeah.
I think I could drive a caravan or attach a caravan to the car and go straight, but it's like turning, and then when I'm so impressed people who can reverse like a boat or a caravan into a small space. That is a skill and a half.
Do you mean like a tinny down a driveway into the garage with just a couple of centimetres either side?
Oh my goodness,
You're
swoon.
welcome.
Isn't it amazing? Can we open up dodgy caravans this morning? And I'd love to hear from you, 13 24 10, if Dad flipped the caravan or he flipped the car while the caravan was on the trailer. Because, this happens regularly, especially with high winds. We drove past a family one day who had flipped a caravan. And they took everything out of the caravan, set up their barbecue, had a feed on the side of the road. They said, no, we don't need a hand. We're fine. We'll stay here for a few hours. And then you can come back and help us out. But no, we're fine. They just stayed on the side of the road and just had a bit of a feed on the side of the road. They were fine with it.
What I've always tried to understand too, how does the sort of sanitary system work in a caravan? When you pull into a caravan park, are there areas where you can sort of open your chemical toilet on board and flush out what you've gathered?
Does every caravan have a toilet, or are there some caravans that you hook up and use public toilets?
God, we need Sydney's biggest caravan person. What's
that place called? B&C and Fun or
BCF?
Something? Yeah.
Or Anaconda?
No, not Anaconda, but they're wonderful
They do caravans.
Can get Crocs there.
Oh, yeah.
Beg your pardon?
Big Four? Oh, the Big Four caravan parks. Yeah, they're
what
huge.
Is that?
That's where you could pull up your caravan. So wherever you drive around Australia, there's caravan parks. So they're designated caravan areas. And some of them are right on the beach.
Oh, it's the best. And just to plug in, that's all you need to do. Plug in. Some lots are like $10. $10 to plug in a night. And it's just the greatest. You get to meet people.
I feel like the caravan community, and not one call has come through. I reckon they're a competitive bunch. So, the new caravan that arrives. But it's not just how good your caravan looks. It's when you pull in. And you want to make sure that you've got the fold-out barbecue, you've got the awning that comes off the side, the camp chair, the esky.
Yeah, it's like the old Western movies where the guy out of town wanders into the saloon and everyone just slowly looks up from their drinks and across the bar and thinks, who's this? Who's this guy that's swanning in here? I think it's like that at the caravan park.
Oh, have a look at his caravan.
Come and have a look at my deck chair. Got a new one. Drink holder in it.
Can't get out of it once I'm sitting in it.
I went to Italy once with my sister, and they were travelling around in a combi, and that was kind of the closest thing I got to camping. And I remember we decided we were going to go to Venice,
Yep.
and it was so really exciting. But we were in a van.
In a van.
It was not the Venice that you see in the pictures.
Okay.
It was like a derelict place outside of town, and I remember going into the showers, cold water, hanging my clothes on the back of the door, and then they fell into the water while I was showering, and I just stood there and cried in my thongs.
Hoping that you were
This is
standing in
not.
someone else's
This is
urine.
not a European holiday.
Back in the van. Get back in the van.
Can we go to a huge camper van, caravan nerd? Adam in Erskine Park. How much of a caravan nerd are you, mate?
Massive one, massive.
What sort of
Like
rig
how-
you got, Adam?
I've got a MDC camping trailer.
Yeah, hot.
So it's almost a van.
Right.
So
but
when you
I have to open it up, fold it out.
Yeah, when you fold it out, Adam, and you rock up to a caravan park, are you taking up
Yeah.
a fair bit of space?
It's about 6 or 8 metres long,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it goes
This
up,
is
doesn't
awesome.
it, mate?
and then it goes up. Yeah, so it's almost the full size of a caravan once it's up.
Now, who do you travel with, and where do you go?
Family.
Family, your kids.
Yeah, take
Any-
the kid. I do it all by myself. I get them to go away while I do it. Save my sanity.
Any hairy moments on the road, Adsy?
No, I'm good with the trailer.
That's
Yeah,
good.
you're
I mean,
I'm
Adam,
very good with the trailer.
a mate of mine bought a caravan, and it wasn't a huge one, and him and his wife would start doing a bit of caravanning. The only thing was she didn't want to do it after the first trip because he would often get bad wind. And in a confined space, it wasn't the sort of holiday she was looking for.
You don't mean wind on the roads?
No, out the old Trumpy. And it just wasn't a great place to be for that.
Very confined space.
Very confined, almost chamber-like.
I don't think that's the
That
worst.
is an oven. That is an oven. We're going to go to Nick. We're going to go to Nick on the Central Coast. What's happened? Dodgy caravans, Nick. What happened to yours?
When I was a bit younger, we had a wedding up in Darwin, so the whole family kind of made it a bit of a road trip for a few weeks. And we were when you lock into caravan parks, you kind of back it in a bit into your lot, and we were packing up for the day and ready to head to the next place. And bit of rain that night, and I've kind of sat behind the caravan to help Mum get it out, and she forgot I was there and got a bit bogged, and I ate a full face full of mud.
Wheels started spinning and you were covered.
Yeah.
You know, Nick just wanted a good break and to celebrate the family wedding, and all of a sudden...
Yep.
How many times do you attempt to kill each other if you're on a road trip to Darwin?
That's the thing. You can't get out of there as well.
It's just
like
you
an
in the open road.
The suit's ruined, the face is full, and yeah.
Nick's still coming to terms with what happened on that trip. I don't know if Nick will ever caravan again.
No.
And that's the impact of a bad caravan.
We should caravan together as a team.
I'm busy.
That's not bad.
really
I
busy.
did come up with that as an idea around New South Wales.
Hang
You
on.
go out to everyone, OBs everywhere. Everyone grabs a caravan and we're off.
Yeah.
That friend I was talking about with the bad gas, that's Tom. So maybe we don't do that.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
If you are pumped for the weekend, unfortunately, we have to present you this.
I love the way Jess, even on the panels, as she turns the mics on, will play the fiddle for the riddle. Great.
I don't even know how you do that.
She does the air fiddle, which is just as cool as air guitar.
I got caught doing the air fiddle when I was
You know what
younger
that
as
is?
well.
No, you should never bring up what happened that day at the bus stop. Okay, here we go, guys. Got an easy one to start with in real time as we stream live on the Fitzy and Whipper Facebook page. Am I right, Thomas, Brian,
Just
Ivy?
fun.
Ready to go.
Does this point
Long-
count?
Long live fun.
Long live... Oh, fuck. Sometimes you don't see it coming, and it's unpredictable.
That's
Long
the,
live.
best, the best kind.
Isn't it? I always
isn't it?
prepare myself.
Catches you unaware.
Yeah. Here we go. Across Australia, I am the leading cause for dry skin in babies and also adults. What am I?
Is this a question or a riddle?
The wind, dry skin.
Water.
Leading cause of dry skin.
Water. Washing.
It wouldn't be water.
Well, it is because water dries your skin out.
I see where you've come from.
It does.
And that's what the riddle...
Oh, no. Sorry.
Is it It's a towel.
Ryan James Fitzgerald.
Yes!
Can you tell us about your eczema issues?
I don't have eczema.
What about that on your forearm? What's that? Oh, is that a boil?
It's a tattoo.
Oh,
But that's
sorry.
ringworm.
Whip, you still using 2 towels to dry off
Okay, mate.
after a shower?
No, I've got one of those, you know, the dial-a dog wash where the dog goes in the back and it's just got 100 hair dryers. I've got one of those set up at home. Here we go, guys. Riddle number 2. Flat as a leaf, round as a ring. Has 2 eyes but can't see a thing. What is it?
That is a leaf.
Round as a ring.
2 eyes. A needle. No.
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 Yeah.
No, that
Playing in the right
has one
space
eye.
there.
Say it again.
Thank you for the opportunity to share. Flat as a leaf, round as a ring, has 2 eyes, can't see a thing. What is it?
Button.
Bang, 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 bang.
I was trying to think, what has eyes? What
Kate,
has
when I
eyes?
stared at you with my eyes, you can only think of one eye. And that is not the answer.
Oh, God,
Because
it's
it's
all-
not as flat as a ring, mate.
Well, you don't have to air fiddle while you're saying that, Whip. That's
I wasn't doing that. I put my pants back on at 7:30.
Oh, stop.
Here we go, guys. Above the belt, please, Kate Ritchie.
I didn't even. You don't even know what I was thinking.
Did you just say
about.
the F word?
No, she didn't.
No,
But you
it
heard
sometimes
that.
sounds
Move
like
on.
I
Didn't
am,
it,
but
Tom?
I'm not.
Yeah.
I would never.
God.
All the swearing is off air with Kate.
Oh, right, okay. Mainly in the meetings.
God, geez,
What
that
meetings?
mouth is unbelievable.
Oh, my God. Filthy. Here we go. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I?
Yeah. It's not like a
Tom
clock.
Ivy?
Corn.
No.
Very good.
Tom dies with his own wind fits, in fact.
Perhaps me.
He's lucky to survive any moment like
I
that.
speak
Perhaps
without a mouth.
Tom.
I hear without ears.
I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind.
Oh, it's not like an echo or something. is
Thomas
it?
Bryan, oh,
It's an echo.
well done, Tim. Well done, Tim.
It's Tom.
You've taken out No One Cares. You've taken out
That's
the
awesome.
third one. Mandy and Mascot,
one.
welcome to the show, Mandy.
Oh, it's over.
Good morning, guys. How are we?
Not too bad today, Mandy.
Magnificent.
Good. Right, here's my riddle. A gnome has one, but a garden has none. Queen Victoria's reign has one, but King George does not. What is it?
So a gnome has one.
A gnome
But a
has one.
garden has none.
A
Queen
gnome?
Victoria's...
Is it
A hat.
what? Yeah, what's that little hat? A garden? Yeah, what do they
No.
wear? The gnomes.
No.
A gnome has one, but a garden.
A brain?
No, doesn't have a brain.
A gnome?
A gnome has one, but a garden has none. Queen Victoria's reign has one, but King George does not.
It's a letter.
What is it? Okay, it's on the right track.
Oh, no, I've
Is it a K or an N?
I didn't win it.
A gnome?
A G.
An R.
A
A.
G?
Charlie G, Matty.
That was a team effort,
It's a
MD.
team effort.
Yeah, but there's only one winner. That's
Thanks,
me.
buddy.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie.
Hey, that's a secret. Podcast password.
If you want to get your hands on stacks of great prizes, just head over to our Instagram stories at Fitzy Whipper Kate and enter this password. Today's password is...
Weekend.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast. Win Kate Ritchie's car.
You got a fast car. It's Nova's Impreza for Kate Ritchie's Impreza.
Filled with some amazing prizes.
You got $5,000 spending money.
3 sets of tickets, 50 Cent, Taylor Swift.
50-inch television, brand new. Trip for 2 to Hamilton Island.
You're done for Christmas. You've got everyone sorted.
That does impress me much.
You got a picnic set in there, umbrella, rug, esky as well. And yesterday we threw in $500 to spend at Coles, Kate, every month for the rest of the year. $500 every month for the rest of the year at Coles.
It's next level, isn't it?
That could be one of my favourite prizes. But I do have something else to throw in today.
What are you going to do?
Keep the kids happy in the back seat when you're going on a drive in that Subaru Impreza. It's a 10-inch iPad.
Wow. There it is. An iPad. Added to the list.
Yes.
It's
And
a
you know
full
what? I'll even keep the air freshener in there because I pulled up at the fuel station the other day and I thought, I'm going to have to give this away in a minute. The key's a bit dodgy and the anyway, whatever. So, and I thought, does it smell? Does it smell like me or the dog? I don't know what's going on. So I pulled up and bought those,
the Christmas tree.
Like the little Christmas tree. I got 2 varieties, some vanilla thing and a bubblegum one. It stinks.
So you now have the air freshener as well as the iPad and all the other goods. A stinking
A new
car.
one, which I'll leave in the glove box for you.
that's
And
generous.
then the vanilla one is currently hanging from the in one of the indicator.
Sure, you are treating everybody. Tess in Randwick, welcome to the show. If you want to win Kate's car, you need to impress her. Talk us through what you want to do, Tess.
Well, Kate, I just really want to win a car and all the things that are inside of it. I've got 4 kids and my 13-year-old, when he heard there was 50-cent tickets in it, he's like, Mum, I'll go with my friend. I was like, oh, okay.
And who would get the Taylor Swift tickets and who would get the pink tickets?
Oh, I think I'll be going to those concerts.
I would suggest the trip to Hamilton Island could be right up your alley, Tess.
Oh
be
my
lovely.
God, that would be amazing for me and my partner.
Could you give me a like an out of 10 score for what I think is an amazing inclusion in the boot is the picnic rug, an umbrella and esky?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think that's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Thank you.
Everywhere I go, I have to sit on the ground with one of the children or we're at the park. I can sit on a picnic rug now.
Absolutely.
Tess needs everything this car has to offer. Everything.
Yeah, I know. It's great.
And you know what? You have 4 kids.
Well done.
And as far as I'm concerned,
You're mad.
That's impressive.
Yeah, well done,
That
Tess.
is.
Thank you.
Yeah. Kristen in Blacktown, how are you going to impress Kate, Kristen?
Hi, so Kate,
Yes.
I would love to offer you my makeup qualification skills.
Oh.
I would be able to be your glam on the go girl. I'm currently a store manager at one of our popular makeup brand stores. So I think I can be your glam on the go girl for all your
jeez.
conferences.
That's what you need.
It's a big job, Kristen. Really big job.
Kristen says here that she's worked in the circus and also the morgue.
Laugh along, Kristen.
You done any panel beating, Kristen?
Oh, that is poor Kate. Bianca, welcome to the show. You need to impress Kate this morning.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hi, Bianca.
Good, Bianca.
Look, Kate, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I really don't have anything to impress you with, but I am desperate for a car. I have 2 kids, just been laid off work.
Yeah.
I'm getting married in 4 weeks. I do need that $5,000 to pay for my cars to get me to the wedding. I'll even use your car to get me and my dad to my ceremony. I've got a little girl who's obsessed with Taylor Swift. I have a husband-to-be who's always been obsessed with 50 Cent.
Oh, my God.
And I have a son who's obsessed with 50 Cent, and my mother is obsessed with Pink.
This is extraordinary.
Also, my whole family is home and away obsessed.
Oh, now you've really got me,
How
haven't
can you
you?
not-
Where
how can you
you
not
got
be?
me where you want me now,
tell you
don't
what.
you, Bianca?
People have worked you out very quickly,
Hey,
Kate Ritchie.
you know what? If it's not working, just say you love home and away.
And I'll be happy. Bianca, good on you.
Alessandra, let's go to Alessandra now from Maths. From Borkham Hills. Alessandra, how are you going to impress Kate?
Oh, hello. Hey, Kate. So I'm an Italian chef. I've worked in the industry all my life, and I would love to be your personal chef for a month.
Oh, wow.
I know how much you like Italian food. Over the years, I've heard you talk about your meatballs, your ricotta that you make, and the soup club that you have every Wednesday. I've spoken beautiful Italian soup, and I can even speak Italian. So
This
I can
is getting
speak Italian
ridiculous.
through it. You can learn some Italian.
You haven't got a house in Tuscany, have you?
Yeah, so
God,
I would love
Alessandra,
to
are
be
you
your personal
married?
chef for a month.
I know what you mean, Fitzy. This is getting a bit sad because
is.
originally it was show us your best talent.
yeah,
Can
sing us
you
a song.
juggle? Can you
Yeah.
sing? And I think all
Well-
people are doing is calling and trying to stroke my ego.
We had a guy try to sing Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You." Now we're getting people that are just going, "I'm going to cook for you for a month." Alessandra, what is your specialty dish? Like, what is the one pasta meal that just blows everyone away?
I guess my spaghetti marinara.
Oh yeah, you've got
It's
whip.
been handed down from generations, and I come from a family of chefs. My grandparents are chefs. My aunts and uncles are chefs in Italy.
What do you think about my ricotta and meatballs? Do you think that's a lovely inclusion?
You know, like I don't use ricotta. I use fresh bread soaked in milk, but it's similar. So
How
it's just
interesting.
yeah.
Alessandra, it would be nice to think too that if you were to cook for Kate as a personal chef, you would make enough that Kate would possibly bring the leftovers into work.
Oh, and we could cook up some toast in the morning and have meatballs on toast.
It's not about me, but I really like Alessandra. She's my favourite so far.
I've got it.
Oh, but what about Bianca, Kristen, Tess, the others as well? Kate, you need to make decisions here.
Not easy on a Friday.
All right, I've got to. I'm going to halve the bank of callers this morning, and I'm going to put Tess and Bianca in because they are desperate for the car.
Okay. Tess and Bianca.
Not that I don't appreciate the other talents.
You don't like Alessandra?
It's not that I don't like Alessandra.
I do have something that can impress you.
Can impress me. What else can you do?
I gave birth to 2 10-pound babies, both 4 weeks early.
Oh, wow.
Couple of wall
Well, if you could do that again, you may get the car.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.